Hey, welcome back to the channel. So today, let me ask you a question. Are you at the phase in your business where you're ready to scale up, grow your business, and take it to the next level? If you are, hiring help is your next thing. That's the next thing on your list. And today, I'm going to actually be sharing a client case study with you. So I have all my notes here of everything they went through, the growing pains that they experienced before reaching out to me as they tried to scale their business. So for you, here's what you're getting today. Today, I'm going to be sharing, again, the case study, but also tips, tricks, and strategies, things that they should have done, things that they did do wrong, so that you don't have to make the same mistakes, okay? So definitely, if you're taking notes, you're going to want to write some things down. And if you're not taking notes, you're going to want to write some things down. So go ahead, grab whatever note-taking device, paper, whatever you're going to use, and let's dive into this case study. In this case study. So real quick, for those of you that don't know who I am, I'm Felicia Streeter over at FeliciaStreeter.com. I help small business owners, contractors, construction contractors, and those that support the industry start, grow, and scale their business. So today we're talking about scaling up. So I'm really excited to be talking about this one because this is, it's a struggle. If you don't know how to scale, it can be definitely some growing pains. And so we don't want that for you. So here's what happened with this company. So initially, it was time for them to grow. So, what do? We go out, we hire an admin person. That's like the first thing you think to do is to hire an admin person. Somebody to do the paperwork and things like that. Answer the phone, respond to emails. Nothing wrong with that. That is exactly what an admin can do for you, right? General activities, okay? Now, as the business started to grow to that next level, right? Beyond her just doing paperwork, they started giving her other tasks to do. So for example, they gave her, let me see here, they had her sending out projects for bid, breaking down projects by division, right? So that the plumber only gets the plumbing section, the electrician only gets the electrician section, that kind of thing. So breaking down the projects and then also following up on bids that are supposed to come in, that kind of thing, making sure the contractors are sending in the bids, assisting the project manager as needed, and then registering the company for pre-bid meetings. So that was also her task, along with some other things, right? Now, here's the problem. The owner automatically expected, right, this admin person, keep in mind an admin, they expected her to understand the bid process. They expected her to know what needs to be done throughout the process of, here's a new opportunity, right? You find an opportunity to bid, here's the bid process, and even delivering the project and the process and the paperwork flow of that. So they expected her to know all those things. And also, now, for most of us, we know that the bid process is a process. And if you're going to bid, you're going to be going through this process over and over again. So for some of us, we would if this is us in this position, we would create a system around that so that some things we're not doing over and over. For example, one of the things I teach my clients is how to create a proposal template, because you're going to be submitting proposals over and over. I also teach them how to have a bid checklist process, right? So that you're not missing things. But these are things that you're going to do on repeat. So any part of that we can systematize or automate, we do that so that you're not manually having to do the same thing over and over when you can automate it and that kind of thing. Because what happens is what? That's time and money. Now, again, this is an admin. So she did not know to create systems around the task that she was repeating, right? An admin. So the problem we had here is the owner didn't step into the true visionary leader they should be in their business. And so with that, what happened is the owner didn't do what their responsibilities were. They have to hire, and you too, if you're at this position, you have to hire the right people for the right position. You can't hire someone for one thing, and then because the business has grown, you think you're going to also dump these additional tasks on them that really they don't have the capability to do. Okay? And here's the second thing. They didn't train the admin on their ways, on the systems that either they wanted, because they didn't have them in place, and if they did, it was like up here in their head, so nobody else can duplicate that, right? So they didn't train the admin person on the way they like to do things and on the systems that they had in their head. Okay? They also didn't provide the support in the system as far as technology. So here's various systems that we have, different things like that, that will support you implementing the systems and doing the different tasks that you need to do. So the owner dropped the ball, in essence. They dropped the ball. Okay? Again, the mistakes that the owner made is not being the leader, expecting the admin to do things they weren't hired to do and didn't have the capacity or capabilities to do. And hear me on this one, this last one. Owners do this all the time, expecting to pay a little, but get a lot. Okay? That's the problem. Now, what I teach my clients as they're scaling is before you hire someone, we like to systematize and automate first. Okay? Put systems in place, automate what you can, and then hire. So it's a 3-step process. All right? Create systems before you hire, and then hire based on their ability of where they're at right now, but also can they learn, and are they willing to learn? Do they want to learn? So you want to hire based on that, okay? And then train them on how you do things and how you run your business. Because let me give you an example in accounting. Accounting is accounting, just like math is math, right? But as you know in math, when we do regrouping, you can do it a couple of different ways, right? You can take shortcuts, or you can write it out longhand, and then some people can do it in their heads. So it's not that they may not know how to do it, but you may want it done a different way, or in your company, you may just do it a different way where you go through every single step, right? You don't skip a step. And so it is important that you train them on your ways, okay? Now, here's the nitty-gritty. Let's talk a little bit of money here. So they hired an admin at $11 an hour, right? Expecting the results of a project coordinator, which when you hire a good one, you're looking at upwards of $20 an hour. So they hired an admin, and then they tried to transition them into being a project coordinator without training them. Now, it's not to say that they couldn't do it, but when you didn't train them, it's not going to happen because they don't know how to do it. Okay? And so they were frustrated and upset because the ball was being dropped as far as, so for example, they had a project that they were going to bid, and it had a mandatory pre-bid meeting. And you couldn't just show up. You had to register to attend the pre-bid meeting. She didn't register them for the pre-bid meeting. Now, as a project coordinator, you would probably look at that and you would either just register the company, or you would ask who's going, are you guys going to do this? Or you would say something like, you know, there's a pre-bid meeting that's mandatory. Do you want me to register you? That kind of thing. Well, I'm assuming she took it as, okay, you're the PM. You should have seen this. And if you want me to register you for this, then you should tell me, or either you did it yourself. So you see, communication is very, very important along with the training. Here's another example. Another time there was a pre-bid meeting where one of the PMs told her to sign them up for the pre-bid meeting. So she did. And they said, put a calendar invite, and she did. So she sent them to them in their calendar invite. The problem is, unless you go in and change the settings in Gmail, your Google Calendar, it's usually set for like 10 minutes before, okay? And so she did, what they asked her to do. She didn't change the settings. And so the day of this pre-bid meeting, they get a notification 10 minutes prior. And like, it's going to take them at least 30, 45 minutes to get there. So those are the type of things you want to avoid. So here's this company putting in all this time and effort to bid on this project when they're not going to the pre-bid meeting because they missed it because of the calendar invite. But now they've wasted a lot of time and money on something they can't even bid and have an opportunity at winning. So I don't want you guys to be in that situation, okay? That is very, very important that you do it like I said. Create the systems, automate where you can, and then hire. Now, when you hire people, make sure you have the systems in place. Give them the systems, right? Walk them through the systems. Let them know what technology you have to support them, and then train them. And it's not a one-time off training. You have to train them, whether you hire an admin, whether you hire a project coordinator, whether you hire a bookkeeper to do your books, whatever it looks like. Unless you're hiring it out to an independent company that already knows how to do these things, if you're bringing them in-house, you're going to have to train them. Okay? So, I hope that makes sense for you guys. Definitely let me know in the comments, where are you at in the process? Are you looking at scaling up this year in your business? Because the next step for you is creating systems. Create the necessary systems that you need to have in place. And one of those systems that's very, very important is the bid process. The next one is your, because bidding and a proposal are two different things. So you want to have a process for when you're bidding, and then you want to have a process for when you have to submit a proposal. Okay? Now, I know that's a lot. But if you need help creating that system, going through the process because you don't know how to do it, then I do want to invite you to come hang out with me. I have my bid fast track, okay? Excuse me. We'll come work together. It's a 3-hour intensive. So it's very, very focused on what did I just say? We're going to create the systems for your bid process, as well as for proposals. So, of course, within that, we're also going to learn how to break down a solicitation, because that's part of submitting a proposal. So I'm going to teach you how to do that. We're going to create a process for that. Put a system around that. Yes, we're getting that done in 3 hours. All right? And then what you'll have is you'll be able to go and use it yourself. But here's the beauty. When you get ready to scale up and hire, then you can hand it off to them. How cool is that? Versus scrambling every time you're looking to submit a bid, or you're submitting proposals and you're hearing that they're not responsive, because 80% of proposals that are submitted currently are considered what they say non-responsive, which means they don't even get looked at. And so you don't want to put a lot of time and effort into something that you're not going to win, and you have no shot at winning because you're not responsive. So let's get that taken care of. If you're interested in having my help one-on-one, me and you mapping this out, then definitely you want to check out the Bid Fast Track, okay? And you can do that over at FeliciaStreeter.com/VIP. And I'll put that down in the show notes. All right, so definitely, if you need that help, come check me out. Let me help you. Let's get that done. Especially if you're bidding and you're not winning, then there's something wrong in the process. And it could be your pricing. So that's another thing we're going to look at, is making sure that you're pricing to profit too. Because you don't want to get a lot of contracts and you're, either breaking even or you're losing money. We don't want that. All right. So again, it's over at FeliciaStreeter.com/VIP. There you will find the bid fast track. Let's get you on the fast track to bidding and submitting proposals responsively. And those bids are bidding with pricing to profit. All right, until next time, have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll see you back here real soon. Bye for now.